to go. Welcome everybody. This is Live at Epiphan. I'm your host today, the only George. Other George is somewhere over there taking a break. We have a special guest coming in. That's why it's just me for now, but in a few minutes we're going to bring in Marta from our Palo Alto office, and she is going to walk us through how to make money live streaming. So I think it's going to be fun. She's got a list, very long list, which we didn't even get through all of it in our show prep because she had lots of great ideas on how to make money live streaming. So we'll go through all of that. This is our first week back in the studio after a few weeks away. Last week we had our show from Sweden where George and I tried to overcome a streaming disaster. I always like our streaming disasters. I don't like them when they happen. I get really upset, but I like to look back on them and think about what went wrong. In fact, maybe someday, Lisa, we should do a best streaming fails show. So last week, in fact, I have a little clip of it here. Last week we had George and I talking to nobody with no audio. So please let me know if I'm talking with no audio today. It turned out it was a problem with our OBS setup. I blame George. He blames OBS. It all works out. My favorite disaster was our 50th episode extravaganza, where we went out in a snowstorm and had terrible cellular connectivity and tried to do a live stream. So we learned not to try to do cellular live streams during a snowstorm. So again, we learned a lot. It gives us a lot to talk about because then we spent a whole while looking up cellular bonding and 5G networks and other things like that. So I get a kick out of all these live stream fails, but hopefully today everything's rock solid. I'm really happy to be back here in the studio. We have Lisa helping with the production. We have George Herbert probably watching in the corner, and he'll send some notes if everything goes terrible. I'm monitoring the chat here, so I can see some people commenting. Clarence telling us that the audio is very audible, which I'm delighted about. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, like us. That's good for us. It's good for you. And yeah, so what else did I want to talk about here today? I wanted to talk a little bit about why sometimes our streams go haywire, because I've been thinking about this. I think about 60% of the time it's a networking problem, where we just don't have enough bandwidth. Anytime we try and go over cellular, this is a big issue for us. Maybe 30-40% of the time it's a platform issue, talking about you, Facebook, where suddenly we're supposed to be live, but then the stream doesn't work and we get a new key, and we've kind of gotten through most of those problems, but we still sometimes get totally unpredictable things where things are expected to go live at 3 o'clock and for whatever reason they don't. And then the other 10% is user error. So for that I blame everybody here and me. So we're trying to get better at it every week. Hopefully, wouldn't it be amazing if we could do this without any errors? Yeah.
It would be great.
So today we're not going to talk so much about the technical side. We're going to dive into more of a how to make money live streaming. Our support guys were telling us they get calls all the time from people like, yeah, I checked out your webcaster. How do I make money like live streaming? To which point I'm pretty sure they roll their eyes. I don't know. They're really patient people, but they would explain that it's more about the content that you bring, and there's a few different models to talk about how you might make money. So to get into that, we're going to bring in Marta. Before we do Marta, though, I'll just check the comments. Nice to see Stefan and Clarence and BBI Productions and all these people chit-chatting there. That's great. Nice boxes in the bokeh background. Still waiting for the giveaway. Stefan, yes, you're very consistent with your giveaway push. But I can tell you this. We do have a webcaster giveaway right now. We have a contest. It's a Gleam contest. This is the kind of contest where all you have to do to enter is like our posts or subscribe to our channel. It's very easy, and your name will go into a draw, and you can win a Webcaster X2 along with 1 year of Switchboard. I stumble over Switchboard because sometimes I think Switcher Studio and all the other Switch-related services, but we're talking about Switchboard, which is the newest platform to join the Webcasters. So The big thing means if you have a Webcaster X2 and Switchboard, you can stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. In fact, that's what we did last week. We were using OBS to stream, but we were streaming to Switchboard, and from Switchboard, it was pushing it out to Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be creating some videos about that because I know people are wondering. It's a very common question that we get. How do I stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time? And this is a very good way to do that. So where is the link to the Gleam contest? We'll put that in the description for this video. And if you go to our website, I think there's a pop-up right away. So go to epiphan.com. You'll see a little pop-up that says, hey, Stefan, come and join our Gleam contest. So you can do that. Oh, there. The comment's already up there. That's great. So without further ado, let's welcome Marta from our Palo Alto office. She's standing by quietly, and I've got her in my ears here over a Skype call. So although it probably looks like we were in the exact same room, right, Marta? In fact, we are not. Now, Marta, can you hear me okay? Marta, it doesn't look like you're hearing me right now, so I wonder, maybe there's a communication problem. Let's get somebody to Skype Marta and make sure she's unmuted or something like that, if we could do that. So just, we can switch back to the other view if you want while we wait till Marta gets...
Many times. So yes, as George mentioned, today we're talking about the ways you can make money live streaming. And I think as George started to say, you got to have a good show. You got to have good content. You got to have a nice show to go live to actually start making money. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about six ways you can make money live streaming. And let's just jump into it. So we're going to be talking about obvious things like running ads during your stream and affiliate programs, brand deals, all that great stuff. So let's start with, I guess, the obvious one, which is running ads during your live stream.
Yeah, so we could be running ads on this show here.
Right, we could be.
We're never going to because we're not really in the business of making money by this show. Well,
if we're talking about creators, if you're a creator, not a huge company like Epiphan, then you can think about running ads during your Facebook or YouTube stream. So Facebook right now allows you to take an ad break. So once you've been live for 4 minutes, there's a...
Live, of course. But anyway, we'll hope it works out. I'm sorry to everybody who's watching not getting a clean signal. We seem to have some network stuff going on, just like I mentioned. Okay. So anyway. We can't run ads to take a break and fix our network problems.
Right.
We'll soldier on.
Wish we could. There is that ability on YouTube as well. You can also go into your Creator Studio and hit play ad, and a little ad will play.
Now, that's another thing. You get control over when that ad plays, right? You'll just push.
That's right. That's right. So for Facebook, you have to be live for 4 minutes at least. I'm not sure what it is for YouTube, but you do have control over that. You can, get a drink real quick.
I haven't seen very much of this. Have you seen many people using the play ads during their live streams? No.
I have not at all. I guess content creators are maybe afraid to lose their viewership. They don't want to insert ads. Also, another question is it really worth it? We're going to be doing this little worth it section at the end of each of these points.
Yeah,
so it's hard to say how much money you can make on these ads. For example, Facebook keeps 45% and the creator gets 55%. But it all depends on how many people view the ad. So you have to have a good amount of people watching you live in order to be making money.
So probably no different from their other ad platforms where they take a whole bunch of it and then you get a little bit over here.
That's right. Yeah. So you got to have a lot of people watching. Basically, that's the bottom line for running ads during your live stream. It is nice that there is that option of running ads.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So that was our first one. Moving on to the second one, it's fan funding. So fan funding is really big right now, especially for gamers. So people who live stream their games.
They seem to be about 5 years ahead in terms of the revenue side of live streaming.
Right. That's basically how they make money. So for fan funding, there are all kinds of widgets built in. Even for YouTube, you can get little widgets where it says donate.
And you click on that donate, and it would kick you off to somewhere else for the donation, right?
Sometimes. For example, for YouTube, there's a thing called Super Chat. I think it might be enabled for this stream right now.
I'm looking at it right now. Victor D.
I'm hoping.
$2.
It is.
And he gets his name in big and blue.
So we decided that for this live stream, we're going to enable live chat just for now. So if you like this live stream, you can go ahead and hit that donate or whatever it says button, and your name is going to pop up on top. So the cool thing about this is that you get interaction. The viewer gets interaction with the creator right away. I know that some creators even have these mods where a color of your name would light up somewhere in the room, or something would happen. Like
I've heard about the confetti cannons going off.
Yeah, confetti cannons. So it's actually really cool when the contributor gets to have some effect on the live stream.
Yeah, totally.
This is actually really, really great for fans.
So we have it enabled today, but I think we'll turn it off like after the show, because
we will, and it's not that hard at all. You go into your YouTube settings. There are a few requirements. They're not super huge. Like you have to have 1,000 followers on your channel.
Yeah.
And then you can enable it, basically.
It'd be great for a charity kind of deal, eh? If you're trying to raise a bunch of money and you get everybody contributing this way. And mind you, you have to give a bunch of that money over to YouTube. I'm sure it's the same as their other ad platforms. They must keep a portion of this. Victor D, wow, he must love this show. YouTube must be taking a portion of his $5 donation, right?
Yes, YouTube is taking 30% of all Super Chat donations.
Okay.
However, for platforms like Twitch, they have really nice systems like Streamlabs.
Yeah, we've talked about them a little bit before.
There's virtually no, they don't take a percentage. So almost everything goes to the creator. So you can, even for YouTube, you can enable a thing that's not Super Chat, but get most of the donation going to you.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, and we're going to kind of segue into the next one. So to the question of, is it worth it? It's worth it if you have the personality as a YouTuber, if you're engaging your audience, if it's fun for them. You got to bring that value, that entertainment value. Then people are going to want to, give you money.
Yeah,
so even if you have a small base, a small viewership base, if you have like 10 diehard fans who are competing with each other to have their name on top, that's a good way to make money on your live stream.
Mm-hmm. So far, it's just Victor D here owning the show.
Come on, guys, step it up.
No, don't really. We don't want your super chat.
No, don't. We're
money.
Just doing this for demonstration
Except
purposes.
for Victor D. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. So as I was mentioning, there's a similar thing to fan donations, and that's subscriptions. So even YouTube has channel members now. It used to be sponsorship. And in June, they changed it to channel member. So what that means is that you pay a certain fee every month, and you get certain perks from the creator. So it could be badges or special emoji set or something like that. Or it could be access to special content, only available to those who subscribe. So it's kind of like Netflix.
I like this one. I like this one. Because it feels like the people who are truly invested in you and your show, they want to help you, and so they give you a few bucks and they get special content.
Yeah. And so the biggest, biggest platform for this is called Patreon. So Patreon is a platform where you can...
I have a link for that. I'll pull that link up.
Yep. So you can donate a certain amount. You can donate once, or you can donate pledge over a certain period of time. And different amounts actually get you different perks, usually. So, for example, maybe the smallest tier will get you a postcard from that specific creator. This is true for all kinds of creators, not just live streamers. But it's also a good way.
Like this Wienerworks guy?
Which one?
There's a guy here called Wienerworks, and he does book reviews. There's just a bunch of examples here of people, different kinds of creators, and they're all over the map. They're not just gaming oriented, which a lot of this live revenue streaming, it's funny, revenue streams, live streams, are gaming oriented. So this Patreon thing seems a little bit outside of that.
Yeah, it encompasses all creators, and it's just a really good way to let your let your fan base know how they can support you. It's really, really easy.
Yeah.
It's really taking off. Is it worth it? It's very similar to fan funding. So you need to be offering value. You need to be doing it consistently. Whereas for maybe for fan funding, you can go on once and do a really, really cool show. Here you have to be consistent. You have to go live if you're a live streamer, if you're a live stream creator. You have to go live regularly and keep those fans happy, basically.
We have a question from Stefan asking about if there's a way for a charity to do donations without losing a share. That's a really good question. I've got to think everybody's going to take a little bit of money just because for that processing there's some costs involved in people running these systems, whether it's a Stripe setup or a PayPal setup. Somebody's going to shave a little bit off of that. But I'm sure there's ones that are almost free, like that Streamlabs one you mentioned, Marta. You said it's entirely free, right?
Yes, it's entirely free. Maybe PayPal will take something in the end.
PayPal will take a little bit, but that's pretty nominal, so that's cool.
So that was subscriptions / pay-per-view. There's also like a Paygate type of paywall.
Well, that's funny because the next comment right after Stefan's is Clarence asking about what about people paying for special events like funerals and wedding ceremonies. You probably will get into that a little bit, like a paywall, and that's probably one of your items on this list.
That's
right?
that's actually part of this one. That was supposed to be a part of this one.
Okay.
It's sometimes hard to distinguish between the two. Okay, we'll say that's 3.2. So subscriptions are 3.1, 3.2 are paywall. So if you want to see special content, you have to pay a fee once, and then you get to see that content. So that is another way.
Clarence's example was a funeral, which would be a real drag. I want to watch a funeral and I have to do payment to get into that one.
Right.
Or a wedding.
Let's go with the wedding.
Matter.
I like the wedding one. The wedding one is better.
Yeah, it better be a good wedding. Royal wedding. Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next one then. So the next one we have here are affiliate programs. And the word on the street is that this is the way to make money live streaming. So we had a really good example here. So imagine a beauty blogger. I think George is going to actually.
Yeah, I got another one.
So a beauty blogger is showing off her product, so like a curling iron, and she's doing it live. She is showing how to use the product. She's accepting questions live from her viewers. She can answer them right away. And there's a special link somewhere in the description or maybe right on screen that you can go to purchase this product. From Amazon, for example.
Yeah, the example here that we're looking at, this is actually a VOD version, but this woman was talking about how she does live streams and incorporates like curling irons or something, right? But I couldn't find that link. That's why we're looking at this one, just so you know. But all the same, it's classic shill for product during your show. This is where I should bring in my... Remember in Wayne's World, was it? Where they bring in like the Pepsi and the Doritos and they start eating it?
Yeah. Or maybe a Pearl Mini or something like that, or a webcaster.
Yeah, we may be guilty of that.
So that's a good example with the curling iron. It could be any product.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is that after you go live, the video becomes on demand, as you mentioned, George.
Yes.
And you can still keep clicking that link. And if you buy using that link, the creator will get a percentage of the revenue. Cool. So, if you get a lot of products and you just keep reviewing them online, you keep talking about them, and people keep buying them, that's a very good revenue stream right there. So it's definitely worth it.
Yes.
Yes. So the next one we have here, these are not exclusive to live streaming, but they're also interesting ideas. So you can get brand deals. Number 5 over here is brand deals. So here, obviously, you got to have a channel already. You have to have some presence online. And once you have that, you can talk to different brands, preferably from your niche. Right now, brands know that live streaming is huge. We have a few articles on our blog about that brands are using live streaming to promote themselves, to make money. Yeah. So if you know how to talk to brands, if you can strike that deal, if you're good at making deals, the best deals, then you can try going to a sponsor and getting them to sponsor your live stream. Now, during that live stream, you can be talking about their product or service. If it's awesome shoes, you can be wearing those shoes. This is really big in China now. These live streams that they're doing where you can, it's called see now, buy now. So you can like see a really, really cool pair of sneakers and you can buy it right away.
It's funny how it's taken off in China in a huge way, it looks like.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
still don't see a
really
lot of
huge.
that here yet. So maybe it's coming.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I wonder why that could be.
Yeah.
Hopefully it makes it here and we'll find out. So when you're doing a brand deal, just, regular advice, make sure it's in your niche. Don't betray yourself. It has to be a product that you believe in. It would be really hard for you to speak about something that you don't believe in.
Totally. Yeah, we have a couple of things that we use on this show that we've been able to work in through. Sometimes we barter for stuff and we'll talk about it, and sometimes we'll get free stuff just to help out run our show here, and then we talk about it on the show a little bit. And of course, Epiphan Video has supported us a little bit.
Just a tiny bit. We do this just for fun. We do this live show for fun. But
yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Epiphan. So that was number 5. Is it worth it? It's worth it if you already have a following and you can talk to brands, to big brands, and you're willing to make a deal with them. You're willing.
Yeah, it's hard to get these. It's hard to get the connections with these people because they get cold calls from so many. Like, we know it. We get all kinds of people saying, "Hey, we're doing this thing. Can we get this free product?" And eventually, you just sort of have to put up a wall and be like, "There's so many people asking that you don't answer." So imagine you're like Canon or GoPro or Sony, and all the people that write them and say, "Can we get free stuff from you because we want to use it on our show?" It must be really difficult for them to weed through all that and find the legitimate, like, great hookups on that stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah. You gotta keep trying, keep sending those emails, offer them something they'll really like.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to number 6, and number 6 is sell your merchandise. So use your live.
So everybody in the live chat is one step ahead of us.
Really?
Marta. No offense. Not to say your content is not current. But apparently you're not the only one with some of these good ideas. So that was Stefan suggesting that selling merch could be a great way to do that. So keep it coming in a live chat, and we'll follow suit.
Yeah, if you have any ideas, keep them coming. We also have a blog on this on our blog.
That's right.
If you want to check it out after the show, it's all there. Merchandise. You can use your channel, your Facebook channel, or your YouTube channel to promote your product during your live stream. As an example, like, I know a few artists that do live streams quite regularly, and they either critique someone's work or they're drawing something live, and they're talking to people, and they're also promoting their courses. They usually have online courses that either they just have uploaded or they host, and they talk about that during a live stream. So basically, the live stream is just another channel to kind of push your service or push your product. People get to ask questions live about it. If they want to know more, you can reply right away.
Right. So these are people that already have like a business and they're using live stream to support that business, right?
Right.
As opposed to the other person who's trying to make live streaming their business, which is a pretty hard row to sow.
It's difficult. It's proved to be very difficult. So you can drive traffic to your website again through the live stream. Be like, go visit this page. For example, go visit the community forum on the Epiphan website if you have any questions about our products.
It's true.
And it's always really nice to hear feedback live from the creator. It always kind of makes you like want to buy a little bit more. So it's just a good way to communicate with people. I just always think about that when I think about live streaming, and it's a good platform for selling things. It's just that we're just kind of starting out. We're not fully there yet, but we're getting there. So that's pretty much it. That's the 6 ways. If you guys have any questions, or you guys think that we missed something, let us know in chat. We also have Super Chat available today only.
Yep. So this is our first time trying out Super Chat. Probably our last time. I don't think we'll ever do any kind of ads on this show, but we might do branded content where some other great company whose products we admire, if they let us use their equipment, we'll talk about it on the show. But it's kind of a win-win for us because we like to talk about that stuff anyway. So That one works out really well for us. But I'm trying to think of any of these other ways for us to make money live streaming. We've done a few so far.
Do you mean the comments or just ours?
Pardon me, Marta?
Oh, were you talking about the comments or just the ones that we have?
Just talking about the efforts that we've used to actually try to generate income from live streaming. We don't really do that, but we do some of these. We do use some of these ideas, like sharing products and stuff like that.
Right, gotcha.
Clarence is suggesting in the comments he likes the idea of selling live courseware, like your artist friends who you've seen do that. I've seen quite a bit of that as well. A lot of people turning their knowledge, if they're really educated on something and they can speak to it in a live forum, it's kind of natural that they could then do some lectures or training or a series around this content. So it kind of fits nicely, right?
And it's always nice when your live stream can then become video on demand. I think that's also a very important point, where you are creating content that you can later monetize in other ways.
Totally. Some shows, like when we create the content for this show, we sometimes look at it and go, you know what, it'll be an okay live show topic, but it'll be a great video on demand episode because it's a popular idea and something that we've been wanting to discuss for a while. And other times we do it, like the one we did last week, it was called like Live or Eurotrip. It'll have zero VOD value because no one's Googling like Epiphan goes to Europe. So we kind of trade off on those topics. You know this, right? Yeah.
And then we have the topic streaming software that maybe not as exciting live, but when you're researching something or when you're looking for that information, I think that live show actually has a lot of views.
Yeah, tons of people are looking to find out what the best streaming software to use is.
Right.
So yeah, we did that show and we got a ton of views out of it. We have another comment here, Marta, from Above the Dogs Media, talking about how they did a live stream this past weekend and they thought about getting the sponsors for the event to be featured in interviews during the stream, then use the content later in later sections of a live stream. And that's perfect use of live streaming and being able to leverage your content with somebody else's like want for promotion and PR.
So it seems as though running ads, which is kind of like the instinctive way to make money live streaming, isn't
the crappiest
really the
way
best
to make money. Yeah, I don't like that one at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first one that comes to mind, but I don't think it's really worth it.
What about, you know what would be cool though, is if you're running ads in conjunction with your live stream. Sponsored by Marta Enterprises. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you don't actually have to interrupt your broadcast and it still feels fluid, but the whole like, we'll be right back, cut, and then you go to this 30-second commercial about something somewhat relevant. That's tough for a live stream. I'd tune out. Really.
It would be cool if we had like a little announcement for our next live show, the topic for our next live show.
Yeah.
TBD. We also, when we were preparing for the show, we thought about running ads, the Facebook and YouTube ads, just for demonstration purposes, but we weren't sure which ad was going to pop up. It would be really cool if we could choose for it to be an Epiphan ad, but we can't really do that, so we decided to do the super chat thing for today.
Yeah, I liked that idea too until I realized, it would be some terrible ad playing in the middle of our live stream. Or we could do a fake ad. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
But it wouldn't really illustrate any of this concepts very well. So we're getting to the end of our show. I hear we had some network issues. George Herbert was giving me stink eye for most of the show from the other side of the camera today. So hi, George.
It's just not a lucky day.
And but the audio worked. That was good.
The audio worked.
We will be back here next week. We're here every week, Thursday at 3 o'clock. I'm not sure, Marta, if you'll be here. We haven't figured out next week's show yet. So if you have any ideas for the show, please put them in the comments. You can email us at live@epiphan.com and enter that Gleam contest. I'm told the link didn't work that we put in the chat, so just go to our website, enter the contest. We will be drawing the winning ticket for that contest on October 25th. I think I've got the date right. when we have our friends from Switchboard. They're going to be on the show with us, doing this kind of Skype setup, hopefully flawless Skype setup like today. And we will do a live draw on the show, and we'll get to talk all about Switchboard and how cloud video is going to change the way we're going to be doing like live streaming over the next couple of years, I think. So it should be fun. Anything you want to say, Marta?
Just thank you for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us. And I want to give you a high five, George, of course.
Oh, dear. I got to remember which way you are.
Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
You're going the wrong way, Marta.
I did.
It was your big idea. We talked about this. We were supposed to practice.
For me, it's this way. Just okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Sorry.
Then I got to go. All right. Oh. Okay.
I did not want to say anything else.
Cut.
Say
All
or
right.
do.
See you next week, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Okay.
I did not want to say.